What's up, YouTube? We got a yo-yo review to do today. This is the Rhythm Yo-Yos Rhapsody. So, the Rhythm Yo-Yos Rhapsody is a yo-yo that has been designed by my good friend Jake Poole. You know Jake. Jake's an awesome member of the community. Makes videos, puts things together for us. It's just a cool dude. I like Jake Poole. I like Jake a lot. And Jake's been working on this for a while. I've seen a lot of, he shows me stuff. I've seen a lot of the mock-ups, the renders, all that stuff. And I'm glad that it's finally coming to fruition. I like the colorway. This is just a prototype. He's going to tweak it a little bit more, but I figured we'd give it the full-on review. The difference is really just going to be little things that help him get more smooth yo-yos, just so he doesn't have as many B grades, and I think that's a really smart way to do it. So, but otherwise, this thing is a little bit, it has some magic to it, so I'm a big fan. But let's go ahead and go over the specs here. So you wait, and he's got them posted right here. This is the same one Dylan had. You guys watched Dylan's video, but we're do a little bit of a different kind of review here. So 65.3 grams, 44.4 millimeters. It's 54 millimeter in diameter, and the gap is 4.5 millimeters. C-size bearing, 19 millimeter response, 10 millimeter axle, 60/61 aluminum. So I'm just gonna come out and say it. He really kind of just he captured some magic with this. I really like it. I didn't know how much I was gonna like it. I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it looks okay. Oh, could be fine, I guess. And then it showed up, and I'm like, ooh, I like it. I like it a lot more than I thought I was gonna like it. So actually really good. Something you really want to look for and look into, because it's really got that sort of, it's powerful but also kind of like floaty at the same time. And I think a lot of that has to do with just how big it is and the shape of it. So it's got like a nice huge IRG here, and it's got a good bit of rim weight, but a lot of it, as far as the rim is concerned, is just a thin overall body, as far as 60/61 aluminum can get thin. And it's really not like, it doesn't feel super powerful or super heavy on the string. A lot of times with H shapes, you get a lot of weight in the rims, and it kind of feels heavy on the string. This doesn't, but it kind of has a little bit of a floaty vibe to it, but it spins a really long time, and it's really stable, and it just really, overall, just a nice design. I really think Jake did a really nice job on designing it. He kind of seemed to capture a lot of that old school, like the way that the 2013-ish yo-yo factories kind of played. So think, you know, the Aviator 2, and then like the Supernova, and yo-yos like that, and the Genesis, stuff like that, but like sort of more modern and light and a little bit more nimble on the string. I really think he did a really good job kind of merging, you know, the old school sort of, you know, 2012, 2013-ish yo-yo factory design type thing, type H, with sort of a more modern, light, nimble yo-yo. Kind of like, think of the float. Andrew Bergen said with the float, you know, he felt with a lighter yo-yo, it was just a lot easier to maneuver it along the strings, and to, you know, just put just enough weight in the rims so that he could get through his trick set. It just kind of made everything flow a little cleaner and a little better for him. And I feel like this sort of has some of that vibe to it. Now the float's much lighter, it's a much smaller yo-yo, but this sort of incorporates that thought of like a light, nimble yo-yo that can easily kind of maneuver along the strings, but you kind of get that big, you know, huge catch zone, sort of old school H yo-yo factory-esque shape that, you know, everybody loves the Genesis and all those old yo-yos factories that came out around 2013. Often you'll see threads saying, oh, those were the best yo-yos anybody ever did ever, and nobody's ever done a better one since then. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think that he really captured the essence of those and really gave it like sort of a modern flair to it, and I really just like it. It helps that he put a beautiful splash on this. Like, look at this splash. That looks gorgeous. But that's enough of me rambling on. Let's go throw it around. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright guys, we are back with the Rhythm Yo-Yos Rhapsody. So, it really does just kind of float through the strings very, very nicely. Good size gap, pretty standard size gap, 4.5 millimeters. Not snaggy at all, but came back with some force. I just did a lot of tricks there. It spun for a long time. It could have spun a lot longer. I really, really am starting to like that sort of long spinning but stable, however, doesn't feel super powerful kind of feel. You know what I mean? Like, it's long spinning and stable and gets through all your tricks, but like it just kind of has this sort of gentle, I don't even know if floaty's the right word for it. It just sort of has this like light, nimble feel to it. Response is very, very reliable, very nice. Just kind of really does everything you want it to do. I really like the size and shape of this yo-yo. That still came back hard. I just did a lot of tricks. Regens are good as well. I'll show you guys here. Regens nicely. Grinds are great. I really like this finish. It's very like soft and smooth. Very nice as far as the finish is concerned. Thumb grinds, very nice. Very easy to hit thumb grinds. This has a huge thumb grind lift. Huge IRG. Like, it's got a pretty big diameter, but not too big. Like, chopsticks are still pretty easy. Not snaggy at all. Still really, really, really good yo-yo. Finger spins are nice. It's got this little cup here. It's just flat. Nothing to stop you from finger spinning. It's not like gonna lock in and give you super long ones, but finger spin plenty nice. Yeah, handles speed, handles whatever you want to throw at it. Nimble on the string, just good. There's really nothing bad I could say about this yo-yo. Will handle everything, nice and nimble and light feeling. Just kind of a soft magic touch, I think. It just feels really good. Just really good. This is just proto, and Jake said he's gonna kind of do a little more tweaking to get it dead smooth, but it is pretty freaking smooth. Like, and I know Dylan had this and opened it, and it's pretty freaking smooth. I'd give it like a 9.8 out of 10. I would say, you know, this is pretty much perfect the way it is, but maybe he's got some B grades that are a little bitier or something, and he wants to make sure he's got a consistent product, which I respect. But this one's great. Just perfect. Alright, so let's go stick it back on the desk, and we'll do pros and cons and open it up. I almost forgot! There's a envelope with my name on it. Should probably open that. Boom! Thank you for reviewing the Rhythm Rhapsody. Love to hear your thoughts. Here's the changes he's going to be making. Going to correct the response pad groove depth. It's a little too deep. I actually kind of felt that. Correct the bearing post shape to increase contact with the bearing, just to decrease the likelihood of wear. And correct the correction to the axle hole depth. It's a little too deep, and I guess that's what it is that instead of it being perfect so that whether you open it up or screw it together, it can create a little bit of vibe, and you might have to tune it out. He's just going to make it so that they're all dead smooth. So that's that. As you can see, there is the There's the side cut there. Very cool. I like that he put this in there. It's like he cut it in half. Super cool. Super cool. All right, let's pop this bad boy apart. I'll show you guys the insides. Comes apart nicely. No, whoever he got to machine this did a good job. As you can see, he's right. The bearing does sit, or the grooves, or the grooves. The response does sit a little too deep in there, and you can kind of feel it, like the strings scrape against that little bit of extra. So he's going to correct that in the final run. I don't think it's a big deal, though. I think the yo-yo still plays really well with it, the way this one is. But that will be corrected. That was actually going to be one of my cons, but he's going to correct that. Good thing I opened that envelope. Great bearing. Long spinning, smooth, silent. So lots of cool cuts going on here. We got a little step there before the response, and then got another little cut there, and then it's sort of flat there, but it kind of goes in just a little bit, and then you kind of get your like H groove there. Really cool. You know, like I said, kind of a throwback Yo-Yo Factory type of design, in my opinion. It's sort of, that was like the first thing. It sort of reminded me of kind of an Aviator 2 meets a, meets like a Genesis or something like that, or a Supernova. That's kind of where my mind went. But overall, I think it's good shape. I think it's nice and comfortable. Doesn't look like it would be, but it's just like a good sort of hard H shape. So let's do pros and cons. Pros, grind's great, thumb grind's great, finger spin's great, great bearing, great finish. I mean, there's really, he's gonna fix really the only con I could think of, which is the pad sits a little too deep, and you can kind of feel it sometimes if you're not like perfectly straight when you bind it. You kind of feel that like zzz, like that string rubbing against something. But once that's fixed, it's perfect. I mean, this is just about as good of a prototype as I've ever played that's still gonna get tweaks after the fact. I mean, this thing is awesome. It's definitely got some magic to it. I think that it's both nimble, kind of floaty, but also stable and long spinning as well. I mean, it really just kind of ticks all the boxes. I don't think, other than that being fixed where the response is, I don't think that this could have been any better of a yo-yo, and I love it. I think it's great, and I think you should keep an eye out on it too. I'll make sure I'll link everything once the final run's up and ready to go and all that stuff. But the Rhythm YoYos Rhapsody is definitely a yo-yo you're going to want to keep your eye on, because I think Jake did a good job with it here, and I think it's got some magic here. There's just something special about it. It's a really good mono metal. It's got something special. But this one is going to go to my friend Michael Washington next, so you will see his review next. So keep an eye on The Throw Is Definitive, and get Simply Mike's thoughts as well, because Simply Mike's also simply the coolest. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you to Jake Poole for this beautiful yo-yo. I'm so glad I got to try it out. Very excited for the final release as soon as it's done. But the prototype is awesome, so you guys know, get excited. Get excited. That's good. Gonna do it for me though, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers to you. I'll see you next time.